Another beautiful morning in the Mojave Desert, kind of on a transition to the Colorado Desert. So called because of the Colorado River, not because of the state of Colorado. Just in case, I don't want to, underestimate you guys, but you never know. Okay, we do live in a nation largely full of jackasses. So, again, that's what happens after you defund education for 40 years straight. Anyway, you gotta love that obsession with palm trees. I guess just people move to the desert and they automatically associate palm trees with paradise somehow. The thing is, though, palm trees, there is a native species of palm that grows in the desert, Washingtonia foliifera, but it only grows around springs, and the seeds are transported there mostly by coyotes, which eat the fruits and then shit them out. But one look at its terrain, and you see the salt accumulating. You see, even the goddamn salt cedar, which is invasive as hell, has been dying. One look, you're going to know, anyone who knows anything about plants would know that palm trees are not going to cut it here, especially when it's 115 degrees for 5 months straight in the summer. So it's kind of funny. But you could see they went a little overboard with them, though. See, there's so many of them. God, I keep hearing these quail. The quail seem to do fine in the desert. Anyway, so these palm trees are on the verge of death. Native, I think that's even the native Washingtonia. Okay, but it's still just way overplanted again, because palm trees, remember, are supposed to imply paradise, I guess. I don't know. Place seems like it was probably paradise 100, 200 years ago compared to what it is now. I don't know why they didn't just leave it the way it was. Anyway, I want to show you this plant, another member of the Asteraceae, the sunflower family, and it's a pretty wonderful one at that. Another annual, colloquially known as a turtleback. Again, you can see that because of that foliage. This is Psathyrotes. Got two species in the genus, Psathyrotes ramosissima and Psathyrotes annua. Look at this guy. Actually, I think he got more than that. I think he got quite a few species. You have to check that. But either way, look at those goddamn flowers. Discoid flowers. Bunch of, typical aster thing going on. Bunch of flowers grouped together in a capitulum. But the stunner here is really the foliage. Look at that goddamn foliage. Evolution and adaptation. Just perfectly adapted to the harsh Colorado desert. They pop up here and there. I didn't even see it. It blended in with a goddamn ground. I wanted to go laugh at the palm tree experiment over there, and then I seen the Psathyrotes all over the ground. All right, here we go. Keep moving on. Boom! Look at that bee orgy inside of Metzia involucrata. All right, so there's a nice indicator that the ground is salty as hell and is going to be pretty hard for a lot of plants to grow on. There's more of that over there. It's like someone tried to make a homestead. Doesn't look like it fared too well for them. Here's another indicator of extremely salty soil. This is Atriplex hymenolatra, aka desert holly. Okay? Not related to holly at all. It's another reason why you just shouldn't rely on common names. But it is an Atriplex species. Amarantaceae is the family. Caryophyllales is the order. Same order as cacti and beets. Remember, the Atriplex, quite a few of them are very good at accumulating salt in their tissues to counter the amount of salt that's in the soil. And remember, that's because salt draws water out of things. So, in order to prevent the soil from drawing more water out of your tissues, you got to have more salt in your tissues than the soil does. And Atriplex hymenolatra does that very well. You can see it's just starting to bloom right there. Very inconspicuous flowers. Tiny, inconspicuous flowers like a lot of Atriplex. I've seen quite a few Atriplex down in the Atacama Desert, which again can be incredibly salty. So much so that there's actual giant chunks of salt. But the native prosopis, the native mesquite down there, doesn't seem to have any trouble growing in it either. So you get what are called halophytes, plants that are extremely tolerant of high salt content in the soil. And this plant is one of them. Again, desert holly, no relation to holly. In the same order as quinoa, actually. Do you like quinoa? I love quinoa. How do you like to prepare yours? Anyway, enough of that. Wonderful day out here. Look at it. I don't know why they didn't try keeping at it, Just get a water tank, Do some landscaping, put a couple of palm trees around there. Remember, you're living in paradise, right? Do you ever feel guilty for spending too much time laughing at people's mistakes, You think planting palm trees here is bad. Should see what they do with all that Colorado River water. Go ahead, look at a satellite image of the area east of the Salton Sea. Look at all the green. Farming in the desert. Anyway, here's another massive indicator of salty soils. This is Allenrophia occidentalis. Okay, used to be in Chenopodiaceae. Now it's lumped into Amarantaceae. Again, orders Caryophyllales. Okay, it's lumped into the same family now as Atriplex hymenolatra, the desert holly I just showed you. Anyway, look at that similar thing. Segmented succulent branching. Okay, and it's a halophyte. Okay, this thing grows down into Mexico all the way up into Idaho, so it's very cold tolerant. It's very tolerant of intensively salty soil. Sometimes, I mean, I've been in areas in Baja where this is the only thing growing, you know, for acres. Just mats of this stuff sparsed out, you know, 10 feet apart on extremely barren, salty soil. Snap one of these off. Look, it's succulent. And again, a halophyte, a salt accumulator. Hey, there you go. One of the most fragrant members of the Colorado desert plant community. This is Ambrosia villosa. It goes on down south into Baja California, Mexico. It goes east to Arizona, all over the Sonoran desert. You get it when you had a year of ample rainfall in the desert. This is Ambrosia villosa, member of the 4 o'clock family, Asteraceae. Bunch of tiny flowers grouped together in that involucre, all those bracts. See all those bracts right there? Those are petaloid sepals either, those pink flowers. They're composed of petaloid sepals. It is they lack petals. The sepals just look like petals. It smells absolutely incredible. You know, especially when you got upwards of 9,000 blooming all over the Florida desert. Just forming a nice pink carpet. Look off into those dunes, you can see what I'm talking about. See them, thousands of them out there. That pink color up there. Oh, that's pretty good. Smells pretty nice. All right, here you got Gambelii Pausa radiata. Another woolly desert annual. Member of the Asteraceae, the sunflower family. Look at how the ligules do that thing. They bend down. Not sure if that's a late stage of the flower or what. It smells incredible. Look at these beetles taking apart the Sonathra deltoides. Desert evening primrose. Jesus Christ, they're really doing a number on this. I was out here one year and I just seen thousands upon thousands of sphinx moth caterpillars. You know, I was here one day and everything was blooming. I came back 4 days later and the sphinx moths had just decimated everything. But it's okay because, you know, they're one of the primary pollinators out here anyway, so it's not so bad. Oh, look, somebody threw a TV out there. I think a lot of the mouth breathers just like throwing shit out there to shoot. You know, again, I'm all for that. You know, I'm all for things exploding, guns. I just not out here. You know, explosions, firearms. It could be worse. You know, it's not so bad. You just don't want it out here. It gets kind of obnoxious. Kind of a lowest common denominator form of fun. You know, to save that for the city. You know, the city's such garbage anyway. I mean, most metro areas in the United States are. It's not like anyone's going to notice. You know. Well, here we go. This guy's nice too. Palafoxia arida. But I think this is the perennial version. Yeah, it's got woody tissue down there. It's a subspecies of Palafoxia that's a perennial. Because, you know, Palafoxia is normally an annual. No ligules, Asteraceae, but no ligules. Just those little bug antennas poking out of the disc florets. Cryptantha. What fun! Oh, look at that. You even got some nice Aspergillus undulata. What a stunner that is. No Sahara mustard out here either. Hey, look, it's Skynet. It's one of those double-bladed helicopters. This is the current administration's response to the pandemic. You know what they're prepping? If you just shoot at it, maybe it'll go away. Certainly makes more sense than trying to stockpile tests and masks, you know? They're not too bad, you know? I guess I see the logic in that, right? But it's a rather large automatic weapon they're shooting off over there. At least it sounds like it. Kind of sounds like the Vegas shooter. Sorry, too soon? Anyway, look at this guy. You got a nice delay on the ground right there, too. You know, I knew these guys once. They lived in Imperial County. They'd go out to the Chocolate Mountains aerial gunnery range and round up all the spent shell casings. Yes, it was highly illegal, and yes, it was highly dangerous. They didn't seem to care, though. I don't think they valued their lives too much. Yeah, they were mild alcoholics too. Well, not mild, they were alcoholics, but they go out there in ATVs and just round up shell casings. I think they call them brass runners. Still got a lot of guys that do that. And the military actually tends to permit it. I mean, they don't prosecute them because they need somebody to go out there. You know, they just can't, for liability reasons, they can't endorse it. Anyway, there you go. Look at that flower again. Hesperocallis undulata, 6 tepals, 6 stamens. Real nice style right there. Oh, look at it. Look at the striations. Look at those striations, too. See, we got fruits yet, no? Oh, yeah, he got some fruits. Look at that, 3 carpels. No, maybe it's 6. Either 3 or 6 carpels, and that's a seam. Oh, that's a grandiose Asperocallis. It's a grandiose ass desert lily. Look at it. Got 4 stalks on it. It's nice being out here during the pandemic because, none of the OHV guys are doing their thing. You know, going around in their little go-karts with the flags and stuff. Oh, look at what you got on this ambrosia right here. Bunch of nice looking aphyllon. Aphyllon cooperi, formerly Orobanchi, of the Orobanchaceae family. Huh, you prick. Look at it. Look at those grandiose bastards. Look at those guys. Huh? Another reason not to be too bummed out about ambrosia. Tends to be a host plant for this guy. Though I don't believe that this parasite is too specific. Look at it. Just look like a little cone. Flower spikes just look like a little cone poking out the ground. Goddamn, look, it's Aphyllon City. You can see them poking out the ground everywhere. They don't care. Ambrosia, ephedra, they'll parasitize anything. Look at this guy. You got a fasciated one right here. Look at that. Look, he's got the fascia. See that? He's a mutant. All right, one of these don't look like the other. It's pretty beautiful though. Look at that. Just like some cacti do. The crested form. Oh, look at this. So we got a rare Mentzelia. Okay, remember Mentzelia is a pretty ubiquitous genus across western North America. You got a couple, even got a couple in Nebraska. I think just 1 or 2 in Nebraska. You got them down in Chile too. This is Mentzelia puberula. This one's endemic to the region. Listed as rare. Got quite a few petals right there, and of course every Mentzelia has staminodes. They're just stamens. They're just sterile stamens, sterile male sexy parts that are a little bit wider, at least in Mentzelia, a little bit wider. Don't produce any pollen and just, help to, they work as pollinator attractants. Nice Velcro leaves due to the leaves being covered in a bunch of barbed hairs. It's Mentzelia puberula. Okay, so, I'm walking here. I'm looking at this ambrosia, and I see a crack in the ground, like something's kind of pushing up. And it turns out it's a plant I've been looking for a very, very long time. An extremely rare plant, a member of the Boraginaceae. This is Pholisma sonorae, and it's a parasite. It's a little premature right now. Yeah, there you go. Just poured some water on it. I've been trying to find this plant for a very long time. Have not had any luck. You could see. It's too bad it's not flowering yet. Guess we're a little early. You could see those vestigial leaves at the base of those guys right there. Pretty incredible. And pretty goddamn weird. 2 species in a genus. I believe this is the rarer one. Arenaria is the more common one. It's still rare as hell. But, you'd really have to excavate this. Oh my God, there's another one under here. Yeah, I can feel it down there. How do I look at these without fucking them up? Might be kind of hard, Anyway, there you go, Pholisma. Probably about another 2-3 weeks before it goes off. Yeah, look, you got a couple more down there. Huh? Have you ever met a loud, obnoxious Italian before, Pholisma? Huh? I'm really into it when the parasites got the primordial, not primordial, vestigial leaves. Let's pour some water on it. There you go. Oh, yeah. No chlorophyll, doesn't photosynthesize, just completely dormant except the flower. Not dormant, completely underground. Completely subterranean except the flower. God, I really wish I could show you the goddamn flowers. When they come out, they're fucking gorgeous. Now you'll go look it up maybe. But I have to come back here in two weeks maybe. Check it out right then. And, of course, someone will say that this is edible, but, if you do eat this, I will find you, and I will kick you in the dick. All right, and if you don't have a dick, I'll kick you in the figurative dick. This is probably one of the rarest plants in the Sonoran Desert, Sonoran, Colorado Desert. Anyway, there's it. You're just coming up at the base of another reason to love the Ambrosias, Granted, they're everywhere. Granted, they don't. I mean, this guy kind of smells. It kind of smells good, They don't smell too bad. They don't smell too bad. It's not too good, but it's not too bad. Yeah, you could say that about a lot of things. This has got to be one of the most peaceful landscapes on planet Earth. Too bad it's so fragile. Invasive species, off-road vehicles, different resource extraction projects. It's so easy to fuck this landscape up. It's kind of tragic. So what little is left, I would say what little is left is worth preserving, It's hard to feel too negative when you're out here. When it smells like it does, when you could smell the fucking Ambrosia. This is like a week's worth of therapy visits, Still got that aphelon coming up. Just looking like a little pine cone sticking out the ground. Probably stealing from that Ambrosia too. Poor Ambrosia, he's always getting punked. But he seems to do fine in spite of it all, Hey, you watch a couple butterflies banging each other on some Ambrosia? It's pretty nice, How many of these fucking guys that go on these mass shooting sprees? Yeah, you take them out here, Just give them some food. Leave them on a little solo journey. Maybe dose them a little bit. It's hard to believe that they'd, all of them, certainly some of them would come out, a little bit changed, right? Right? I'd like to think so. How do you put a value on stuff like this, It's quite subjective, I guess. But I think it's one of the most valuable, things we got. But economically, it's worth nothing. It would be seen as a wasteland. Think of all the stupid shit people concern themselves about. Frivolous businesses. And this shit's just been here for millions of years doing its thing. Anyway, you done listening to me lecture, huh? I don't give a fuck. What are you doing? What else you got going on? It's a fucking pandemic, you're quarantined. What, don't you want to watch some butterflies bang on some Ambrosia? Look at Asteraceae over there. Okay, so look right here. I got some damn Asteraceae, typical Synapomorphia, the agave family. Got that phytomelanin in the seeds, those little black flakes. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to collect a little bit of this. It's not protected or not, so don't worry about it. Any of you lecturers out there. I don't got a piece of paper on me, otherwise I'll use that. But if you got $1, that'll work too. So I'll teach you a little goddamn origami. Here you go, jackass. Look, take that, fold it in half. Take the end right there, just fold it over once, boom. Fold it over twice just to reinforce it. And then take it, so you got a square right now. Now you're going to fold that over like yay, okay? And basically, when you fold it over twice like this, you're just creating a little lip for the edge of the flap to go in. So I'm going to take this, stick it like that. See? Look at that. A fucking engineering marvel right there, huh? Don't you feel smart now? So you got one end like that. Little pocket that'll stay shut. You don't need no tape, nothing like that. You could do any piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, anything. I'm just going to take some of these, and I'm going to dump them in there. Like, yo. There you go. Dump a couple more. And I'm going to spill a couple on the ground too to help the plant disperse the seed. Okay? So now I got this. I got a couple seeds in there. Now I'm going to fold it over, fold that other lip over again. Now this is not ideal because it's $1. You want to use something a little bit bigger. Fold that over like that. Okay? Remember, you're just doing that lip to hold it. Fold it over again. Fold the lip in there. And then it'll stick. You got a little bag, a little envelope, right? Like that. See, this one's ready. Didn't even really have to dig that much. Didn't have to excavate. Still put a little bit of water in it, though, to get all that pesky sand off. Asteraceae, the borage family. But it's a parasite. I think there's only like 5 species of parasitic borages. Borage! Could you close the garage? Huh? You prick. Look at it, coming up at the base of Ambrosia dumosa. Oh. You know, maybe I'll bury this guy a little bit, you know. Fucking weird plant. Weird. Fucking weirdo. Huh? The parasites are always the weirdest. It's true. You see something else poking out the ground. Oh, it might be a Pholisma. Nope, it's just a Montagnia. Montagnia arenaria. The common guy. I think that's a Montagnia. Oh, no, maybe it's not. He's got kind of a thick stack. Ooh. The shit. Fucking desert mushrooms, man. You know? I'm gonna have to ask Alan what this is, because, you know, I don't know. I came back to this guy because I realized I forgot to cover him up. But you know what I'm realizing? He looks like one of those seashells that they sometimes put the lights in. You know, my grandma had one of those in her bedroom. I guess she thought it added an ambiance. But, anyway, I don't want him to hear me say that. Maybe he'll be offended. Anyway, I'm going to cover him back up, but not completely. But, you know, just to minimize the disturbance. So there's that guy, too. This guy's not even... Oh, my God, there's another one right there. This is actually quite a large little cluster of them right there. So they can be a little bit bigger than this, it seems. Or less work he's got to do. All right, well, that's all I got for you tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Did you enjoy that? Did you like that? All right, I'll leave it there. Have a good evening. Go fuck yourself. Bye.